Hello and welcome to the Singletrack Session number 122 of the Trail Manners podcast. We are, what do you call that, PJ, Post Joel. So I am your host, Eric Manning, and we will be kicking this off with a little recap of what's been going on here for Trail Manners. As most of you know, on episode 132, Joel came out and announced that he is leaving the podcast full-time. We will definitely get him back on for some more interviews, some guest spots, and surprise you with some stuff behind the mic. But Joel has decided to step away from the microphone, leaving me solo on this mountaintop. That's what it kind of feels like a little bit up here by myself. But, yeah, we hope you enjoy the show moving forward. There's lots of changes that are going to be taking place, some subtle and some a little bit more than others. But I would like to take just a quick moment to thank Joel. He's not sitting here with me, so I can be a little more, I don't know, so we don't tear up, I guess. But, man, I sure would like to thank Joel for helping make this podcast what it is and helping it come to life, really. It's been a crazy ride for both of us, and I honestly would say without Joel, I don't think I would have been doing it, and probably vice versa. He's been a lot of fun. I know it's going to change the dynamic to the show a little bit, but Joel, if you do listen to this podcast, which I hope you subscribe, thanks, man. Heartfelt thank you of being not just a great friend, but someone to work with on the podcast to make it what it is. So I will be taking over the reins and hopefully driving it in a positive direction. Those of you that are still listening, through social media, through email, through Facebook messages, all those things, we've got some great comments, replies from people wishing Joel luck, thanking Joel, which I can't tell you how much I appreciate. And then the people that have also just sent me a little word of encouragement saying, good luck, you can do it, whatever. I really appreciate those because it is a little unnerving and some of the unknown of what's going to happen and the dynamic of the show and everything else. But I will put my heart and soul into this, folks, in many different ways like I have in the past. But hopefully you'll still get some entertainment, maybe learn a thing or two, and just have fun along the way. Fun journey with me, and it's going to take some time to get used to it. The style, instead of saying we all the time, and when I say we, I'm talking about everybody out there, the Trail Manners community. I don't look at it as one or two people in general. So thank you for all the kind words for Joel. The encouragement sent my way to say, you can do it. You're a big boy. I appreciate that very much. So, as we talked about a little bit last week on the podcast, the future of the Trail Manners podcast and website. So there will be changes on both. Some has given me a little bit more room to kind of do, just more things I want to do in the past. Maybe haven't for other reasons. But, just looking for some creative people to help out with the website. Just some fun stories to make it what it is, more of a community-based thing, not just about me and Joel or Trail Manners, but to share some stories, race disasters, adventure runs, race reports, animal encounters, anything that you think that you might be able to contribute, shoot me a message at manners@trailmanners.com. We definitely want to make sure that we keep moving forward in a positive direction, but we want more people to get involved with that. So be on the lookout for articles on our website. We'll post a lot of that stuff, and we'll talk about it here on the podcast. But, yeah, just kind of looking for some creatives, right? And there's a few of you out there, right? More than one, more than two, more than three. So let's kind of get into some running stuff. This is kind of be a big week for a couple friends of ours of the show. There's a race coming up, the Hurt 100 in Hawaii, in the jungles, 20-mile loops. Get 5 of them for the Hurt 100, and we've had a few guests on the show in the past. And what we're going to do is we're going to schedule, we have 2 local runners, Trevor Fuchs, who's been on the show, and Preston Wood, who's also been on the show. They're both going to Hawaii to run the Hurt 100 this weekend, so we are going to try and get them on the show together when they get back and just have a really fun Hurt episode to talk about their races, how it went, For both of them, to see how well they do. I think Trevor is definitely a favorite on the men's side this year. After going last year, getting to know a little bit more to what it's about. But there are some solid runners that all have shots. Paul Terranova, Mike Wardian's going to be there. Nicodemus De La Rosa, keep an eye out for him. He won the 100-miler at Orcas Island just a year or two ago. But on the men's side, there's a lot of front runners. Preston, we want you up there, buddy. Top 10, right? Because I know you guys have been training pretty hard. But we're going to have a show when they get back with the herd. On the women's side, Sabrina Stanley, who won Hard Rock this year and was on the top 10 Ultra Runner of the Year on the women's side, will be running. Denise Barraza will be there, as well as Candace Burt, who we all know through podcasts and 200-mile races, race directing, all those things as well. So it should be a pretty stout field for both. Nice mix of, some veterans on the course, and I'm sure there's some newcomers that we don't know about or we're not tapping into yet. So once those guys get back, we'll have them on the show to talk about that. So I'm lining up shows in advance, probably 3 to 4 weeks ahead, so we can keep everything really consistent and nice. So speaking of that, our next show. So next Tuesday, little spoiler alert, I'll be headed to St. George, Utah, Mesquite, Nevada this weekend for a soccer tournament to watch a boys team play soccer, as well as get out and run a little bit. So one of our friends of the show, and just friend, Turd'l Miller, lives down there. I've reached out to Turd'l. He has agreed to come on the show again. Lots to talk about, and I'll go on and run with him. So in the meantime, if you're listening to this show, it launches January 17th, which is Thursday. If you want to send manners@trailmanners.com, send Turd'l Miller any questions. Any questions you want me to ask Turd'l Miller for the next Tuesday podcast. I'll probably be interviewing him on Saturday, maybe Sunday, but most likely Saturday. So if you can get those questions to me early, we can ask Turd'l some questions from you, the listener, whatever you want to know. Brand of Speedo, favorite race, favorite flavor of cheese curd. We all know there's so many of those. But whatever it is, shoot me a message, manners@trailmanners.com. I'd love to give Turd'l some questions from the listeners, especially those that you may not know him real well. And you never know where the podcast is going to lead anytime we have Turd'l on the show. But you know it's going to be fun. Hopefully bring a laugh or two to you there. So that's coming up. The other thing coming up this weekend, which normally wouldn't make the news here at the Singletrack Session, the Houston Half Marathon. Well, we don't talk a lot about road races or marathons or half marathons for that matter. However, Jim Walmsley is scheduled to run the half. Now, we've talked about it on the show before. Jim is chasing a Olympic trials qualifying time, and so he is going to be down there. The Olympic qualifying time is 1 minute. Yeah, he's fast. 1 hour and 4 minutes. So that's fast, folks. Half marathon, Olympic time trial, 1:04. So he is chasing that. How cool would that be to have one of our own? And when I say that, trail runner, ultra runner, I've never met Jim personally, but I've heard a lot of good things. So all-around good guy. See how Jim does this weekend at the Houston Half Marathon. So good luck, Jim. The Trail Manners community is wishing you nothing but the best to see you qualify. Oh, man, how cool would that be? We've talked about it on the show. If he makes the Olympic team, of course, we're talking way down the road. How would that be if he showed up with his Western States buckle, kind of at the ceremonies to kind of put a stamp on what he's done, who he is, and the trail running community. So good luck, Jim, this weekend down in Houston, Texas. And we will follow up with that to see how well he goes. So, yeah, I mean, that's not a ton going on this weekend. There's a few other races. The Hong Kong 100K, which is getting bigger every year. Dylan Bowman, great guy, top 10 Ultra Runner of the Year. He'll be back down there. He's made that kind of a stop for him to head down. So I want to wish him luck down there. And speaking of the Ultra Runner of the Year contest, last year we recapped what it was up to. I think it was 10 through 6, 7, something like that. But they have released all of those. Me and Joel talked about it briefly on Tuesday's podcast, and I had Joel on as a guest. He wasn't a co-host at that time because he had already handed in his resignation, which I accepted. So we'll start, we'll just recap it if you didn't know. Alternate of the year for the women, number 1, Courtney DeWalter. It is official. Number 2, Camille Herron. 3, Darcy PQ. Number 4, Kelly Wolf. 5, Caitlin Gerben. 6, Keely Henninger. 7, Amanda Basham. 8, Sabrina Stanley. 9, Katie Scheid. And 10, Casey Lichtig. So congratulations. And there are so many names missing from that list, whether it's injury-based or just great years by the top 10. But the lists are getting just so much deeper now as we move forward. And on the men's side, no surprise here. Jim Walmsley, 1, followed by Jeff Browning, Rob Krar, Dylan Bowman, Hayden Hawks round out the top 5, followed by Jason Schlarb, Zach Bitter, Mark Hammond, Mario Mendoza, and Jared Hazen. So congratulations again to all the men there. And we had a contest in January, February of 2018, and we said, hey, year's approaching, get in on it early. Who are your favorites for Ultra Runner of the Year, men and women? And folks, we had a very close competition. I saved all those. I'm a spreadsheet kind of nerdy guy, so I made this nice little list of all the people that entered. And there was a lot of people out of, so we did top 5, right? So we said, who's your top 5 men, top 5 women? So there's 10 points possible, and it doesn't go based on first, second, third, fourth, fifth. It goes on how many you got, and then that would have been a tiebreaker if you would have got it down. So I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to find the winner because it was really close. We had a bunch of people that got 4 out of 10. There's some names notably missing on a lot of people's, especially on the women's side. I think was probably where it was the most off. The men's side was fairly close on most of these, but one person got 6 right. So one person got 5 right, which was Turd'l Miller actually, and Amy Pett as well. She got 5 right, but we have 6 people out of 10 correct, and that goes to Mary Lim. So Mary, message me, manners@trailmanners.com. You have won a prize from the Trail Manners podcast for your top 5 men and women, according to the rankings. So congratulations. She had, in the men's side, she had Walmsley, Hayden Hawks, and Dylan Bowman. On the women's side, Courtney, Camille, and Darcy. And so, yeah, that's 6. So that's a great job. 60%, which is good enough for a victory here on the Ultra Runner of the Year contest that we held January. You had to have your results in, I think, by February. We gave you like a month to check it out. So just kind of a fun little deal. And we'll probably do it again this year. But I think it's going to be steeper. And I already have another plan for 2019 for Ultra Runner of the Year, but we won't launch that for a ways because it's going to be a little different, and I'll need help with it. So as we get closer, I'll talk more about that so we can get, I don't know, a little fun contest started there. And hopefully we'll have more of those along the way. We're going to work on some different companies to donate some prizes for some contests just to kind of keep things fun, fresh, and enjoyable for you on the podcast. So, all right, what else we got coming up? We have, for our races, Joel's still a part of the Trail Manners crew. He's focusing more on our events side for the year, which I'll definitely be a part of as well. But those of you that are in the area, here's a little tidbit for you we talked about last week. Registration for our Gib Wallace Memorial Trail Race. It's going to be held on, when is that? It's going to be on May the 4th, 2019, which is a Saturday. For this year, for 2019, we have a official sign-up night at Amer Sports Factory Outlet. Our good friends over there have graciously opened their doors for us on January 25th, on Friday, from 4 to 7 p.m. So if you come and register for the race that night, we'll be there with a laptop. You can sign into Ultra Sign Up. You can register for the race while you're there. If you register that night only at Amer Sports Factory Outlet, you will receive 50% off select Suunto watches. I don't know which ones they're going to have, but trust me, there'll be some good ones. So 50% off that and 30% off apparel and shoes. So once you register, this is an outlet, so there's already steep discounts. So we're going to give you more on top of that if you register for the 2019 Gib Wallace Memorial Trail Race, part of the Ogden Trail Running Festival, May 3rd and 4th. We'll be announcing the Friday night guest, I guess, through Solomon. They like to bring their athlete in. We started with Anna Frost 2 years ago, Ricky Gates last year, so this year, who knows who we're going to bring in, but we'll let you know as soon as we know. But we want to take a quick moment to thank that we have rooms for sponsors, but here's a list of sponsors so far. We have Solomon and Amer Sport Factory Outlet, our title sponsors for this year once again. Some of our other sponsors, McKinsey Exhibit is sponsoring our Kids K. We're hoping to grow that to 150 to 200 kids this year. Last year, we capped it at 100. We didn't have a 100 show, but that's a free race last year. I think this year we're going to make a few changes, but they're still going to get all the goodies. We also want to thank Palisades Ultra Trail Series, our friend Up at Putz in Idaho, for being a sponsor again for the second year. Ogden Trails Network here locally for sponsoring, as well as our local mountain shop, Gear 30. And right now you can go online at gear30.com and enter, when you buy something at checkout, enter Trail Manners, and you get a discount off your purchase online. So thanks for our sponsors. We still have some sponsorship available. If you want to be a part of the group this year, you can message me, manners@trailmanners.com, or check out our website, trailmanners.com, for more information on the event side. There's still spots there. We also have an expo on Saturday during the race. So I know we've had some friends in the past, Barking Goat Studios and a few others that set up an event, a little canopy there. Part of our expo throughout the day. Amer Sport will be there. They'll be trying Solomon shoes on for Solomon. We've had the Beaverhead races show up to set up a canopy there as well. So we have some people there. We'll have some food trucks. And just have a great day on the mountain on Saturday, May 4th, and Friday night again. We're working with Roosters, and hopefully we can come up with a new brew since they just launched their brand new canning facility in Ogden, the B Street, which is absolutely incredible. 21 and over, but great menu. They've got deep fried cheese curds, and they've got some Brussels sprouts on there. So there's it's like a devil and an angel, one on each shoulder. Brussels sprouts are good for you. Cheese curds are better for you. So you got both options there. Roosters will be on board again as a sponsor for this year. But we'd love to see you sign up. We'd love to see you at the race. We want to grow this thing, make it kind of a fun little yearly event, which we've done in the past. But sign up. Don't wait. If you're local, we'll see you on Friday, January 25th, for some extra discounts, and just come say hi. I'll be there. I think Joel's going to be there as well, so you can come say hi and shake Joel's hand or give him an uncomfortable hug, whatever you prefer. So let's see what else we got. We got our Strava for the week. We had some names come up here for Strava of the week for last week. Some of our leaderboard, I guess. Dan Hawk with 101.7 miles. Dan Hawk with total run time, 20 hours, 32 minutes. And climbing goes to Aaron Hill, 23,732 feet. So way to get out, people. 546 members on the Strava page for Trail Manners, on the group page. So thanks for helping that grow. And we're hoping to do some stuff this year. I got all kinds of crazy ideas in mind this year. Some will probably not work because that's just how it is. But some I think will be very fun. And that, at the end of the day, is success for me, is the fun part. And one thing I was reluctant to announce, but I will. Here within the next week, maybe two tops, I'm going to be launching a Patreon page. So people have asked us for more than a year about doing a Patreon page, and we haven't done that. I dove into it, and to keep us going and keep us needing what to do, we Trail Manners, Eric Manning, we're going to have a Patreon account to help us. And basically, if you're not familiar with Patreon, basically how that works is it's a page. We offer different levels of quote unquote contributions or support. $2 a month is a starting level, which isn't much. $2 a month. If I do my math correctly, even if it's a leap year, you're looking at $24 a year. So $2 a month would kind of come out of your account if you register for that to help us. And there's different levels. So at $2, there'll be a level where you get something, and then at what's the next one? I don't know. There's gonna be like $5. You get something, and we offer things for each level, and that's just helps us keep going here for Trail Manners with all our costs, time associated with this, and it's pretty inexpensive. I mean, even at $5 level. With my math, even with leap year and the Chinese New Year, you're probably looking at $60 a month, or a year, $60 a year, which, it's a little bit more. But just think, as an organization, you can get involved, as a company, you can get involved, or as an individual, a cup of coffee. Just think of it this way. If you donate $5 a month, just look at it as you're having coffee with me, but we're just not sitting next to each other, right? So you can have that coffee a month, say, this is my coffee with Manners. And I'll sit there and I'll think, oh, this is my coffee with so-and-so supporter. So that will be something we'll launch. And we try to make it worth your while. I mean, you do get things, and you don't just pay money. I mean, there's other special levels you get and fun stuff. So hopefully we can get some support with that. Those of you enjoyed the show over the years or you're new to the show, that'll just help keep us going. A lot of groups and companies use it out there. We've been reluctant here, but right now it looks like a good channel for us to kind of help keep us going. So anything you can help there, and I'll launch it, talk about it when it does launch. But keep that in the back of your mind as we start the new year, maybe for your budgets. Maybe like, yeah, I got an extra $2 I can throw them a month, or $5, or I'm a high roller. Man, I'll give them. And the levels are pretty cool. I'm not going to spill the beans, but once you get to different levels, there's some pretty cool stuff that's involved. I think so anyway. So keep an eye out for that. And we do have our Woody Footy. So we have one hat left, right? So we have one hat. So if this person claims it, the hats are done. All your limited edition hats are done. So we are looking for a new sponsor for our Woody Footy Awards. I'm looking for a new logo that we're working on as, I don't know, to put on whatever we decide. But I'm looking for a sponsor to help take care of the cost of those things. So it's like a year sponsorship. We talk about you on the podcast, just like we've talked about the Sign Garage this year. Elizabeth and Nate have been fantastic all year helping us out. We are looking for a sponsor for that. So if you have any questions on that, you want more details on that, it's one sponsor for the Woody Footy Awards for the year. We're going to keep continuing Woody Footy going regardless, and I'll see if I can drum anything at all up. But we still want to see where did your feet take you for the week. But this week's winner, Ty Draney, Pocatello. He looks like he was running with our friend Luke Nilsson. So congratulations, Ty. You can message me at manners@trailmanners.com for the very last limited edition Woody Footy hat, and then we are done. If he doesn't claim it, we'll give it to the winner next week. We will still have winners. We just need that Woody Footy sponsor. Message me, manners@trailmanners.com, if you are interested in doing that. So lots of changes, folks. This week, we did not have a Ask Trail Manners question. I don't know if it's a lot of you were scared, sad maybe, that Joel was gone. I know that broke some hearts, but I hope you have enough confidence in me that I can salvage something out of this, because I feel that's pretty good. But, yeah, there's going to be some changes, folks, and there are going to be some good changes. I really feel comfortable with that, saying that confident. We will have guest hosts. You don't have to hear me all the time. And I'll probably get more comfortable doing it by myself. I won't do knock-knock jokes, but hopefully we'll have a good time as we go. But yeah, do expect some changes, all for the good. If you have some ideas or anything, shoot them my way. I'm always open to that. This is not just about me, obviously, and we want to make sure everybody enjoys it out there. I still plan on hitting events, races. I'll be happy to see everybody. The website will grow. The social media will grow. The podcast we're looking to grow, surprisingly, even with losing a host. But Joel still will be around. He's just been such a blessing for me. I know a lot of people out there that we've got to know, and I think our podcast that we launched Tuesday, he talked about some of his great moments or times he enjoyed on the show. Just brought up so many memories. Like once we quit recording, he went his way. I sat in the corner, sobbed a little bit, but just kind of going over the past 3+ years of things we've done, contests or swag we've given out, seeing people wear their swag, guests we've talked to, people we've met, is absolutely priceless. And I don't want that to go away. That is realistically why I wanted to continue with the podcast. I still have a passion for it. It's still a love of mine. I still want to get out and meet people. And my only hope is that people still listen. I can't control that, but hopefully we put good enough show together where we keep a few listeners, and that's fine for me. I'll be happy with that. But it's going to be short this week, short and sweet, so we can focus on a few other things. So I just want to tell everybody out there that the show will go on. We appreciate your support in the past. I will appreciate any support you give us in the future. Hopefully the changes we have will be for the better. Boy, I can't say enough how much we've appreciated and enjoyed the ride we've been on. Now we're just shifting gears a little bit for the next part, and I think you're going to enjoy it. I know I will, and yeah, I guess that's really it for the week. So thank you so much. A little shorter show. Consider this the after Joel, the post Joel, the whatever you want to say, but we're going to continue going strong. Hopefully you won't see any hiccups. Consistency is going to be there. You're going to hear from us at least twice a week, kind of a little spoiler alert maybe there, but at least Tuesday and Thursday. And we have some really fun ideas. And when I say we going forward, maybe I mean me and Gunner, my pup in charge here. So he's part of the creative team, my social media guru. Have a great week. Good luck to everybody out there if you're running, racing, or resting. And thank you so much for listening to the Trail Manners podcast. I will be here next Tuesday, hopefully for your listening pleasure. And our goal is to have Mr. Turd'l Miller on. So if you have a question you want us to ask Turd'l for episode 133, please message me, manners@trailmanners.com. Get them to me by Saturday. We'll announce them on the air. We'll even leave your name if you want. We'll say this is from so-and-so. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you. And we will talk to you next week. This is your host, Eric Manning, with the Trail Manners podcast. Adios.